My name is Mario Armstrong. I'm here to show you guys a lot of stuff that's exciting that's happening in the live social broadcasting space. We're going to do a nice demo as well as take you through where the market currently is right now, what you can actually, what we're seeing happening and what's taking place, why there's such a big craze and big excitement on live video, and what are the real use cases for different ways that you can actually use live video for your content and programming. How many people here create content? Okay, awesome. So we're going to be doing some comparisons, not really a comparison as to which is better. They all have their different uses. They all have their different reasons. You need to understand your goals. My biggest thing in teaching people about technology and how to apply it for their passion, their life, their dreams, their goals is to really understand that you don't want to do technology just for the sake of tech. It really has to map up to something. So just jumping on any hot thing, whether that's Periscope, whether that's the new app I'm going to show you today, which is 5 days old called Busker, whether it's new things that are popping up, it doesn't matter. What matters is what are your goals and where is your content already being consumed, or where will you have the best opportunity to get the most conversion. So if that's on Facebook, then you really need to double down on that. If it's in Twitter and Periscope, then you double down on that. If it's both, then you have to figure out that dual strategy. Real quick background on myself, and then we'll get into the actual demo. I just want to kind of give a context and a background for like, who is this guy in case you haven't seen me before, and why is he on the stage and talking about this at Stream Media East. So the really interesting thing is I'm traditionally a old school radio and TV personality and a technology expert. At the highest level for me, that's at the Today Show. So my expertise is talking about technology and breaking that down to audiences so that they understand how they can apply it and use it in their life. I'm also a radio show host and a TV show host, so I do hosting in the traditional sense. So I've come from radio on AM stations to then public radio locally, and then NPR, and then Sirius XM. So I have a talk background in radio, and I also do television. Do other shows like Dr. Oz, Rachel Ray, Steve Harvey, all the regular shows. I'm also an entrepreneur and the co-founder of Mario Armstrong Media. And that is a company of 7 of us, and we create content for brands, but also we're creating our own content for long-form programming that we do. So our newest project, I'll talk about it as a smidget later, is called The Never Settle Show. It's going to be the first live crowd-produced talk show where viewers actually pick the topics, pick the guests, pick the questions, pick the entertainment, and we actually create that for them and then shoot that show live and then make it interactive in real time through a ton of social media apps with an in-studio audience here in New York City. So that's kind of like my background. As it relates to live streaming, I've always been in technology. I've always been shooting video. I've been on other apps like SocialCam and many others that were way before live video actually happened. But live video has become my thing. I live, breathe, and eat live streaming now. And I've been doing that for the last maybe 2 years, year and a half for sure, as it relates to consumer apps and content development and creation. So I speak at a lot of places. Periscope Summit was in New York City, Pericon in Atlanta, with Kim Coles, if there's any living single people fans in the house, and then South by Southwest. So I speak at a lot of places specifically about live streaming. But I not only talk about it, I actually do it. So I have over 1,000 broadcasts that I've done on various platforms, whether that was Meerkat, Periscope, Facebook Live, and as I mentioned, our show that's coming out, which one of the distribution points, the technology partner for that show is livestream.com. So I do a lot of scoping and streaming and live video. Now, that brings us to today. I'm going to break down a couple of things. Market opportunity, show you exactly how some of these tools and apps work, take your questions and answer them, and also show you some of the hardware accessories and tools that are out there that you may not be aware of that you could take advantage of. So first things first, let's look at the market opportunity. Live video is taking off because there are analytics that support the consumer behavior right now. The reason why live video is happening and people are putting so much investment, places like Facebook, Periscope, and others are putting tremendous coming out with YouTube Connect. They're putting tremendous resources behind live video because people are watching live video longer than pre-recorded video. Much longer. So according to Cisco's Virtual National Network Index, live streaming is growing faster than pre-recorded, 42% versus 34%. But the viewing is astronomical, people. We're talking 20 minutes on average. Somebody will watch a live video stream on average versus 2 to 3 minutes if that video is pre-recorded. My theory on this, so they're watching live video about 3 times more. My theory on this is, A, it's new. That's one. But B, we have been feeding people snack bite media for so long that people are now wanting to actually digest stuff that's a little bit longer and in real time, especially if the broadcaster is engaging and knows how to interact with that audience and can read comments, respond to those comments, make it interesting. You will watch longer. It just happens. I've been watching the analytics over everything from Periscope to Facebook Live and more, and it's just astonishing that people will hang around longer. And it's great because I like more rich substance. I don't like just snackable stuff. We've conditioned ourselves to think 2 to 4 minute videos is where we need to be. Snapchat short videos is where we need to be. Instagram short form video is where we need to be. And that's not true. In fact, you can rise above the clutter right now by doing something that's substantive and a little bit longer form because people are looking for that. Because we've been hitting them so much for so long with just the small, short stuff. It's not just me. I mean, we're here during the same time frame when new fronts are happening. Everybody knows about new fronts, right? So, New Fronts is showing a lot of news headlines that are coming out. You got Hearst. Hearst, guys, is doing 200 Facebook Live broadcasts per month across their properties. That is a huge statement. You have AOL launching 360-degree VR studio, and they're doubling down on live video there. You have Facebook teaming up with a branding agency to offer a brand-friendly live morning show. E-Network is already on, this is a screenshot, I already follow them for the past few months. They've already launched a daily show specifically for Facebook Live. Totally different show, I think it's 11:30 or 12:30 every day for a half hour that they do live on Facebook only, right on their fan page. And it gets seen by thousands, if not, what was this one? It's kind of hard for me to see that one. I'll pull up another screenshot a little bit. So the ways to benefit are kind of, some are obvious, some are not so obvious. Some of these ways to benefit are related to individuals that are actual brands. Any personal brands here? Anybody that's like building their own brand and doing live streaming and stuff like that? Okay. So some of this will relate to you as well as some of the other people in the audience as well. But there are so many different ways to benefit these days, whether it's taking someone behind the scenes, whether it's showing an event, giving you the opportunity to fast forward the buying cycle. If you are looking to figure out ways to integrate brands into your content, this has been one of the fastest ways that I've seen that merchandise can actually move in really authentic and creative ways. All types of things for breaking news, host interviews, full shows, and I'm going to talk a little bit in a little bit about Facebook and its API and what that means for shows that are going to be showing up in people's kitchens now with these very easy plug-and-play cameras that give you multiple angles and multiple camera feeds within one Facebook live stream. Behind the scenes, events. I mean, I've been telling brands and I've been telling companies, you don't even need to wait for something to happen in the news cycle. Like, you can create a news cycle now with your live streaming efforts. So the first thing I wanted to dip into is some water. I got have a lot of activity going on here, so bear with me because we got like Apple TVs running and all kind of different networks running. So what I'm going to do is connect my phone. Hold tight. Let's see if we can do this right. Disconnect this guy. Go back out. Okay. All right, yeah, it's just taking a second. Any questions so far before I get into an actual demo of Facebook Live? How many people, show of hands, have seen Facebook Live in action? Okay, wow, it's a lot of you. Okay, how many of you have actually done a broadcast on Facebook Live? A few hands, okay. All right, there are a lot of misconceptions and a lot of things that are happening right now on Facebook Live that are confusing people. And there's some misinformation that's also being posted out there. So as you can see, I'm actually firing up a live video right now. Live video from streaming, can't spell, streaming media east. Jump in, say hello. All right, so we are going live. I can switch my cameras. I can start it in whatever camera mode I want to start in. Right now, we are currently live on Facebook, and this is what the interface looks like if you're holding the phone in your hand. In the top left corner, you can see I have the little red dude that's streaming signals coming out of his head. Shows me how long my running time is that I'm live. And in the white space that you see there, that will start to show comments when people appear. Here's the first thing that you will notice. With Facebook Live, it takes a minute for people to get notified. One of the big problems right now, or the things that they're working on, Facebook has 100 engineers working on Facebook Live. One of the big issues right now is notifications, so that you can be alerted through Facebook better when you go live. Now, the viewers, where's Chris Judge? You're gonna get, dude is watching from the second row. Dude, just because you did that, I want to talk to you afterwards and see if I can send you a gift. That was dope. Hey, Karan, good to see you. We are here in New York City at the Streaming Media East Conference, and I'm trying to give a quick demo, as you can see behind me. Hey, what's up, Glenn? Good to see you guys, and then I can like them. Hey, guys, do me a favor. If you're on here, please go ahead and start showing the Facebook reactions. So guys, what should start happening in a moment here, the Facebook reactions, if you're familiar with Periscope and you know about the hearts, you tap the screen to show the broadcaster that they're liking what you're saying. The Facebook calls those reactions. So those can be in the shape of blue likes, they can be red hearts. Somebody give me some crazy emojis. Yeah, throw some crazy emojis in there. Love it, love it, love it. There's about an 8-second delay right now between what I'm saying and what they're hearing. They're working on that delay, but it can be anywhere between 8 to 7 to maybe 9 seconds, depending. And so a lot of people, their first misconception was that you can't do engagement. There's no way to actually get reactions. Well, that's done. You can do multiple reactions inside of a Facebook Live conversation. I can actually, like these comments as they're happening. As well. So I can actually, as a broadcaster, good morning, Leonard Smith. Good to see you. Good morning. Hey, LaDonna. Good to see you guys. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Terrence. Hey, Jared. Mario Armstrong is a master of new media. I didn't have to read that, but I figured I'd read it just in case some of you in the back row couldn't see. Mario Armstrong is the master of new media. Thanks, man. How much do I owe you for that? Good morning from the fifth row. Rob, what's up? Where are you? What's up, Rob? Good to see you, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. So I'm just going to do this for a second so you can just see. Now, here's the thing. Facebook Live is enabling hardware and software developers to now tap into their API. So that means you're actually going to get access to hardware and software that will be able to live stream directly to Facebook Live from the device. What that means, and I'm going to show you a Mevo camera later on, but what that means is right now you're seeing me hold this phone with one view. I can go landscape or portrait, and you can see the comments a little bit better as well, which is kind of cool. And then you see the emojis kind of flow differently when it's like that. Great conversation, 25 comments and counting. That's dope. Nice shoes, says Jim. Thanks, Jim. So the bottom line is, this is how easy it works when you're working with one device. What's happening now is that you're going to have drones, which is already available, Mevo cameras, which are already out. Well, they're not for the consumer just yet, but I've already seen it. I've been to Livestream's offices and seen it. You can now have multiple cameras feeding your one device, and then he's waving from the back. There we go, let me zoom in. Wave again. Hey. Is that in the time? It is? What's up, man? It's good to see you. So anyway, you get the idea. Let me go ahead and finish. Watch what happens when I finish. Hey, everybody on Facebook Live, thank you, thank you, thank you. Kenyon, Mimi, Tiffany, Karan, I love it when you take us with you. I love it when you show up and help me do good demos. So thank my first live view. Yes, Dave, I just gave you a thumbs up for that. Okay, appreciate you guys. Hey, continue to pursue your passions relentlessly without sacrificing your morals and integrity. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Salute back to you. All right, so you finish. When you finish, you have a few options. You can save this as an automatic HD file. It will also automatically tell you what your video summary is. It starts to point you to some of the analytics. Obviously, you can get more, and more metrics are coming, by the way. You can see exactly where the viewers were, where your spike was, and maybe correlate that to where content was really exciting, so that can kind of clue you into things you maybe want to double down or triple down on. When you're done, the beautiful thing is, it shows up on the timeline. I don't have any worries about, I know Periscope just changed this as well, where you don't have to worry about the fear of missing out beyond 24 hours. But you can see, this is now, I should have answered. I'm in the middle of a presentation. Who is this? So you can see now I have this video here available. Now, since I did this on my fan page, I can boost this post now. So I can place advertising against that live stream if I want to. That's big. I can save it right directly to my camera roll. It also saves as HD, which means if I want to grab that content, use it for something else and repurpose it, I have it in HD, which is also really, really great. What's also cool about this, let me get out for a second. I want to show you something. Let me show you something. Wait. All right, so I'm going to go to my fan page where that broadcast happened. By the way, for those that do not know, you can broadcast from your personal page, fan page, group pages as well, whether they're closed or open groups. And on your personal pages, you can get very, very specific about who you want to broadcast to. You can do specific audiences within your Facebook group. You can do your alma mater, your alumni. You can really, really target who you want to send that stuff to. All right, what I want you to see now is when I actually launched this full screen. I had 44 comments on that particular video. Let's pull this up. What happens now, see the white space? For the first few seconds, no, don't you dare do that. See, and I know better, right? Like, I'm from the media. You're supposed to not bury the lead. And I was kind of like warming you up to get to this. Okay, so what I want you to see is in replay mode, one of the things that just changed, like just happened yesterday, is that in replay mode, when I actually watch this video, I can actually see the comments now start to appear in the actual timeline in real time as they happen during the live broadcast. This was something that was sorely lacking that they needed to do. But look, like I said, it's sorely lacking. Facebook isn't perfect, but Facebook is getting a lot right because they've been studying a lot of people for a long time. But look at this. You can actually see the comments happening in real time. If someone comes to my page right now and actually puts in, I can do it myself. If someone was to watch this replay, they didn't watch the live broadcast, test comment, post. If somebody was to do that, let me pause it. Look at my test comment. It actually showed up at the 42-second mark or so when I actually did it, and then it's in gray. You see little red dots beside the time code, and you see gray dots. The red dots mean that comment happened when that video was live. The gray dots means the comment happened when it was watched in replay. That's big, just as a visual indicator to let you know who is watching, who's engaging, who watched on replay and commented a lot. It really is, I think this is more than I've seen in any other live streaming app, that ability to know the time code and whether the person watched it live or watched it on replay is great. Obviously, you can get to your Facebook insights. You can look at more data. You can dig a little bit deeper. But just on the cover here, this is giving you more detail than you really had before. All right, let me switch back. Any questions so far about that?
You can segment between your live analytics and your VOD
Good question. No, not right now. That's coming. When I talked to them, there were several things that they were working on, some stuff they obviously couldn't tell me, but when I ask questions, if I get no answer, that's also an answer. So so there were certain things that I knew what they were saying without saying it.
Is this enabled right now where anybody could use it, or
Yes.
you have to be invited to use it?
No, so that was another misconception. So I had it a year ago because I was on Facebook Mentions, and that's where they were letting media and celebrities try it out to see how it was going to work before they launched it to everyone. So now it's available. Personal pages, fan pages, and group pages. Anybody can use it. Yes, in the back.
Can you talk more about, I think you were getting to maybe some appliances or interface boxes where maybe multiple camera setup could be used to broadcast on Facebook?
Yes. I won't forget you. I'll get there. Did I see another question? Was it the same thing? Yes, in the back.
It's available on Android?
Not all Androids. It is happening. It is on Androids. Samsung, obviously. What kind of device are you on right? Yeah. Have you tried it?
No.
Okay. You should be good. It's definitely on Androids. The other misconception is that it's only available in a few countries. That's not true. It's available in 60 countries right now. Yes, sir.
What's the required upload speed to be able to send a live stream?
That I don't know. That's a really great question. I don't know what the minimum. I should have looked for that. I'll try to find it before we close out. That's a really, really great question. Yes. Okay. So what I showed you already were the Facebook Live reactions. We showed you the real-time comments. This is just showing you some of the share options that you have. If I did this from my personal page, I could hit some of my friends. I could hit specifically the Baltimore area or my high school or the New York area from my smart list that's already on Facebook. So a lot of options in terms of how I want to actually target certain streams for certain audiences, which is great. Good to see you. Facebook Live Analytics, we showed some of that. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about are some of the updates that are happening. Discovery in all of these apps is kind of a challenge right now, especially how do you find content? How is it aggregated? Is it categorized? So discovery has been a bit of a challenge. But one of the things that's really new from Facebook is that they have the Facebook Live map. Has anybody seen the Facebook Live map? Yeah, this is like brand new. So let me, before we get to YouTube, let me run around here and just show that to you really, really quickly. You can only do this from your desktop, by the way. And you go to facebook.com/live map. When you get to facebook.com/live map, it will automatically show you all these blue dots represent live streams that are currently happening at that particular point in time.
Periscope is doing right now, but you can see it on your phone.
That's like the global list. That's right. So the mobile part of this is going to be coming, but you're right. That's exactly right. I'll pull that up when I do Periscope. What's cool about this is once you kind of see, I'm sorry, the internet's just a little bit slow here, so we may have to kind of bypass this and keep it moving. But you get the idea. Like if I click on a blue icon, basically what that will do is it will pull up a thumbnail of that particular person that is streaming live right then and there at that location. And then it will bring up a player window, and at the bottom of that player window will be a ton of thumbnails of all the other stuff that's happening live across the world. So you can kind of just like scroll through. So this is just one tool to help with some discovery. They're working on a lot of other things to make discovery easier. So I clicked on something and it'll come up. And then see at the bottom here, yeah, and I have no idea what this guy's going to show. So, so we're gonna click on this. This looks a little safer. It looks like she's working out in a gym or something. Got 2,300 viewers. It's coming from the Daily Mall website. They're live right now. So as you can see, I can kind of like scroll through. Oh, there's Roland Martin. I can scroll through some of these thumbnails to kind of see who's live. I can get a little description about who it is before I actually click on it as well. So that gives you a little bit of sense about that. The question about...
Quick question about that.
Yes. Go ahead.
How does that relate, though? Because you just said when you finished up going live, it immediately went on demand. But what you're saying, though, is even though you just streamed from New York, Streaming Media East, the second you shut it down, it disappears from that map?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because the whole idea is that if you really want to find and discover some stuff that's happening, I don't think this isn't like their main tool. The way it's going to work is within the app. There's going to be a tab within the mobile device that's going to be able to give you a global list. You'll be able to scroll right through it like you can in Periscope now and kind of see who's live now. But once they're done, once that's done, you just like on Periscope, you can go and then if you want to go and see what replayed over time, you can go and do that to go and get the video on demand if that's your question. Like, how will people discover something after it's live? Yeah, that you'll be able to still see that on the global list. Good question, great question.
Where did you do the audience targeting? Is that mentions only, or is that available for personal?
That's available for personal. Yep. Which,
Not for pages.
not for pages. I need that. We need that for pages. And I don't think it's, no, it's not for groups because you're in the group. Yeah, it's for personal right now. I'm hoping that moves over. So for those of you, we can do, I didn't intend to pull this up, but since it was asked, let me see if I can find really, really quickly here the example for the multiple camera uses. No, it's, oh, there's a video. Let's try this. Hopefully this will work for you because if we can get this, if we get this video up and it doesn't take forever to load, you'll get a sense. Oh, I also have audio. Can I have audio on the computer? Is that possible? I have it up. Are you getting audio from me? No? No audio's coming? Yep, that's what we're going to have to do. Good call. Always works. Wait, does this have audio? I don't think it has audio. Well, that's why. What this is showing is the ability, that's the Mevo camera. What this is showing is just one of the products that are coming out that has Facebook Live built into it via the API. This is actually showing a taste-made kitchen with, I think there were 3 cameras in this kitchen at different angles and different positions. You can see how small they are. They are being controlled right from the mobile device. So you can pick the camera, you can zoom in, zoom out. The zooming isn't jumpy. It looks really fluid, really smooth, really nice. It's amazing. I just saw them shoot a concert with 3 cameras, and then not only did they shoot it live stream with 3 cameras, they had like one right by the stage, like right by him. They had like one that was like crowd view, and then they had one that was like by another speaker that was like shooting at the DJ. And then you can save those independent camera feeds to an SD card, and then they went back and took those feeds and actually started chopping up like an edited video as well from that, which is kind of cool to see. But as you can see, they're clicking on a certain area where the camera is now focusing. Those are the different cameras that you can choose from. So.
Can you choose the sound from one or the other? Or?
Yeah, so that's another thing that they're still working on before. Who asked that question? Yeah, so that's another thing that they are working on right now to kind of get that real high quality sound and line in through that.
Those cameras are shooting 4K.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I've got, by the way, I've got the product sheet here.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool. 4K. Yeah, it's made by, for those that want to know, it's called Mevo. It's made by, done by Livestream. So just MEEVO is the name of the product. Oh, I'm sorry, MEVO is the name of the product. And yes, it is 4K. All right, well, we'll stop that there. Any other questions about that particular thing? All right, now on this one. Now, there's been a lot of talk. I want to show you part of what I have to do is demonstrate a little bit really quickly here for you as well. of what's happening in the YouTube world. Now, obviously, many of you have probably been reading about the same stuff that I've been reading about YouTube Connect coming. But you can actually live stream on YouTube now. There's a little bit of a workaround to do that, but you can use an app and an encoder that will enable you to actually use your mobile device to stream right to your YouTube channel. If you wanted to do that today, you could. The name of that app is called Wirecast, if anybody is interested in that. And I'm actually going to try to quickly, let me just do Wirecast Go is the name of it. So this is kind of like a little sample page for me here. So on my phone, it's kind of hard for you to see this because I don't want to pull it up on Apple TV. I actually want you to see what happens on the channel. But on my phone, I have pre-selected, as you can see, some of this is kind of like blacked out squares, and in other squares I have like images inside of those squares. I can pre-select photos or video that I can toss to right from my device during my live broadcast, which is kind of cool as well. So I'll just hit the red button on here. It's going to say Start New Broadcast. I'll do that. Title, Streaming Media Test, Description, just testing, and then hit Start.
Is that app put out by Livestream?
No, this app is on their own. This is Telestream, I think it's called.
Is that Apple only or is it Android only?
I believe you can use it on both, but double check me on that because I'm not too sure. But there's a list. I'm going to show you a list of encoders that you can use depending on different devices too. It's taking a second for this to. Oh no, that's because I have it set to the wrong screen. I have it set to a screen like, okay, so let's just wait. Is it showing live on my page here? Refresh. So obviously, if you have subscribers to your YouTube channel, they will be notified the minute you go live. So as you can see, it says live now right there. It's just slow internet, just working with it here. But that's the image that I currently have up on my phone. If I wanted to add another layer, I could add another layer. If I wanted to just bring me up on camera, I can do that as well. What you can't see, well, maybe I can show you this way. Test comment. Yeah, what you can see is the comments start to appear. I don't know, is someone else from here watching? Okay. Great pick, says Addie. I did something wrong inside the app because I can't actually pull up my own face right now. So I apologize for that. So let me go back to some other pre-selected shots. I think I would have to actually close this out and then go back in order to bring that up. Yeah, I did something wrong. Hold on. Oh.
Is there an ability to do any kind of push notifications?
My alarms.
Stuff like that?
It will do that. It will do that to your channel subscribers. It will send it out to your channel subscribers. But since a lot of this is still all new, I've been really telling people, like, you really want to make sure that you're letting, if you have other ways to let your audience know, you really want to let them know in advance what you're going to be doing. Yeah, it's just taking too long because of the.
If you already live stream it, can you add on more channels? If you already have a live stream?
If you already have it going, you mean more pre-selected? Yes, I can add on additional layers while it's live. Pulling from the phone, pulling from the camera roll from my phone. Let me just see what happens.
So I'm going to ask you a stupid question.
No question, stupid. Fire away.
Can you pull other live streams from YouTube, other channels into your pre-selected areas so that you could actually have things that are out and about that you could switch back and forth to, like a live truck?
Yeah, like, but you're like saying pulling video from other feeds into your, I mean, not other feeds, other channels, content into yours.
As a state.
No, I do know that with YouTube you can do up to 6 cameras.
Okay.
So you can do GoPros, other devices. You can camera switch up to 6 different cameras. But I don't know of any way to pull content from another channel into your channel live, which is kind of cool sounding, especially if you do some collaborations. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Can you speak to YouTube shutting down streams when it detects like DRM, like copyrighted material and that sort of thing? I know that we use some production music in some of our material, and we've had to whitelist things so that it won't do that.
Yeah.
How aggressive is that with some of the newer streaming technology?
Yeah, I mean, it's still, from my understanding, it's still using the same content ID. So it's still, even though, I mean, probably not through this. Well, yeah, maybe. It's still hitting YouTube. It's still catching it. I haven't done anything to test to get flagged, so I should do a test on a different account to see what happens. But yeah, my understanding is that it's still using the same content identification for that.
So if somebody's standing next to you with the radio or song playing, you can get.
You could potentially get dinged. Yeah, absolutely.
It would be like a real like shutdown, like immediate shutdown.
No. What's supposed to happen is you're supposed to be warned. I mean, when we've been dinged, we've been warned. I think even maybe I can't remember exactly. Somebody else may know exactly the amount. I think it's 3 before you go into some kind of shutdown for your account. Yes, sir.
You mentioned Busker in this context. What is?
Yes, and I'll pull that up in just a second. That's a great transition. I want to be sensitive to time, so I want to hurry up and get through. Let me turn this so I can move quicker. How many of you need to see Periscope? Okay, even if it was one hand, that's more than enough that I need to know. We'll try to fire it up super fast because I want to be fair to everybody. I just know that it's been around for a little bit. Some people may be a little bit more familiar with it, but we will pull up Periscope so you can see how it actually works.
Do you find them all about the same speed?
Say that again?
Which one do you find to be the fastest?
Periscope is faster right now. Periscope is clearly faster. But at Streaming Media East conference, come and say hi. And we do emojis and fist pounds and all kind of fun stuff. Oh, don't tell me connection's too poor. Give me something. Work with me.
So I have to follow you on Twitter to get to your video, right?
You could be following me on Periscope, or you could be following me on Twitter to get it. Of course. Connection too poor.
Can you take it to your box through the Wi-Fi?
Let me just see if let's see if I can just try to quickly. It is faster though. Just giving us bad connection here. One more time, hold on. Let's close it, close that, close that. So one of the things that you'll see that comes up right away from here are things that are live right now. So these are videos that are currently live. I can see the number of viewers that are currently watching that, although there's a little bit of a discrepancy with the number sometimes, because I've actually seen plenty of times where the show's one number, but what's actually happening is a little bit higher in the broadcast. I can scroll down and see all of the recent, to your question earlier about video on demand, for those live views that already took place. I can scroll down and see all of the recent videos that have already taken place. Now these are people that I'm following right now. If I wanted to go and do some more discovery and go see things beyond that, I would hit the little globe in the bottom And then that would take me to either a list of all of the things that are happening live across the globe right now on Periscope, or it could take me to a map feature, depending on what I wanted to choose. And then obviously if you want to broadcast, you just hit the little broadcast button. Let's see if the little red start broadcast comes up or not. Otherwise, we won't be able to do a Periscope right now, which stinks. Connection to poor, that's bad, man. Sorry, guys. I can show you really quickly the user behavior. I do know she does good scopes, but that doesn't look like it's happening. All right, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on. Let me show you the new app that's out, and then I can take more of your questions. So the new one, there's another one called Blab. That's been around for a little bit. That's more of a collaborative tool. Busker is a new live streaming app, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to show a little bit of this. If not, I have some screen grabs that I can show you. Busker is a new app that is about 6 days old that enables you to actually monetize your live stream. So they've created inside the live stream, instead of just giving hearts or just tapping the screen to give some type of reaction back to the broadcaster, there's actually a tipping jar. So you can set this up. You can set up your PayPal account or just scan your credit card like I did, and then you can actually pull up the tipping jar and then actually hit the amount that you want to tip the person. $1, $3, $5, 10, whatever denomination you want to give them, you can give them live to them. They pay you once a month the minute you hit $50. They take 15% commission from that for the transaction fees. And they also are enabling, coming soon, shopping. So that you will actually, because their partner that helped them create this as well is a bunch of engineers that came over from pricegrabber.com. So they know retail, they know merchants, they know shopping, and so they know commerce. So they're also going to be able to say, hey, Mario, while you're live streaming, if somebody says, where can I get those glasses? You can actually get commission off of just selling your glasses. Or if you are a store owner or if you have merchandise to actually sell, you can actually sell it right through the app, and it happened. One of the things I was telling about is like nonprofits should be all over this because I thought this would be really, really cool for them. Let me pull up. Oh, that was recent, so that's not live. Let's see if we can go live on Busker really quick. Nope. I would say it's probably not. Oh, it is. Let's even share it on Twitter. Okay, so we're live on Busker right now. Being that this is a very brand new app, it's going to take a little bit of time for people to come in here. There's not a lot of followers. It's a new community that's just being built up, so it may take a few moments before people start popping in. And depending also on my internet connection, I can't tell if people are actually going to be able to see this stream live or not. But really what I want you to see is how people can engage. Okay, so the 3 viewers that I have on right now, I need you guys to show, can you guys show a heart? Can you guys type comments? I'm showing Busker to this audience here at Streaming Media East. We have you guys up on the big screen right there. Hey, Eileen is in the building. Good to see you, Eileen. These are regulars. There's a heart right there. That's cool. Eileen, I don't know if you set up, I was able to hear the notification. Yes, Tawana, the notifications do work. I don't know if there's anybody in here that's willing to give me $1 right now, but I will pay you back if you give me $1 if you set up. I want them to see, hello again from the second row, says Chris Judge. I would love for them to see, I don't know if any of you have set up your account so that you can actually give money to people that are in here. But it looks like no. I want my money back. If you give me $1, I will give you your money back. I promise. Okay, yeah, you need to set it up. Yeah, so a lot of people haven't set this up yet. But the point here is this is a new platform for a different reason, for a different type of broadcaster. But where you see this little B in the bottom right-hand corner, that's where you see 3 different icons if you're the viewer right now. You see something that looks like a heart, so you can heart it. You see something that also looks like a commerce, like a shopping piece, so that you can also donate to someone. In fact, that would probably be Cool. Hey, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. I can see how many people were on the stream. I can pull them up and follow them. All kinds of cool stuff that you can do inside the app. I'm just going to end this really quick in the essence of time. Yeah, as you can see. Oh, I did earn $1. Someone gave me $1 and it didn't show up. See that? It shows $1 right there. Man, I guess I owe her $1. So at any time, I can go into my profile and I can actually see how much money I've actually made in the app. So these are all the people that have donated to me for various videos that I've done. Everyone's only giving me $1. Oh, there's a $5 tip, finally. So I got a total of $14 so far, so that got a long way to go. But I wanted to show this to you because this is the type of differentiation that you're starting to see happen in live streaming. So you're going to hear more and more about these types of apps coming out. You have to remain calm, and you can't get overwhelmed by which direction should you go in. This is when it really requires you to have more focus than you probably have had before, so that you don't just start running around doing a bunch of things. And that's why I feel like it's complete information overload for a lot of people right now, and I get that. But the idea is to really understand your audiences, survey your audiences, and start testing different platforms, and then pay attention to the analytics of each platform to really see what's working. Yes, sir, in the back.
What about, I work for a university, and I'm helping a group of students develop their own type of webcasting, broadcasting events. Is there in production a device that will allow us to hit multiple platforms? So if you're working with a college student type of group, and they're constantly moving from one platform to the other, Facebook Live has absolutely no presence for, college or university type students. Something like Busker definitely would.
Yeah.
Do you know anything on the market that we could take multiple cameras to hit a device?
To multiple platforms. Yeah, no, yeah, like a buffer or a tweet deck so that you could actually publish to multiple.
They're working on, so you can do YouTube and Facebook.
Who's that?
Wowza.
Oh, Wowzer said that?
Yeah.
They're working so that you can do YouTube and Facebook? That makes sense. And those are going to be the ones, if anyone's going to target something that you could do at the same time, it's going to be the big ones. It's going to be stuff like YouTube and Facebook, stuff like that. It's probably not going to be some of these smaller apps, at least not yet.
Do you think there'll be anything in development with TriCast or with UTech will have APIs for different platforms?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of talk about that at NAB as well. Also, the thing is, this is why it's also important for like embedding. Because again, like if you start really investing a lot of time, I invested a lot of time on an app called SocialCam, built it up to 1.6 million followers, and then SocialCam got bought by Autodesk, and then the app died. And the biggest lesson I learned from that was understanding that these platforms should be used as complementary to something you own. So you need to balance creating on someone else's platform with the need to making sure that you have the control that you want and a home base that you want for your platform. So that way that becomes the place where everything can be watched. And then what you do is, what I see now happen is I see people that'll be on Periscope or they'll be on another app and they'll say, join us on this, or come over to that. So they're bringing their audiences to wherever it is they really, what that home base really is, in hopes that that's gonna bring some conversion over to your home base. Hope that makes sense.
So is
Yes.
that how you integrated these platforms with the NBC Today, or how?
No, I don't technically work on the technical side of NBC. I'm more of a content creator, and then I'm a contributor to the network.
So how do you see this integrated with professional, productions?
Yeah, so the thing about live is that it's live and it needs to be filtered, and there needs to be there's hesitancy about what you can bring through. Now, I'll tell you this much. We're starting to see with ESPN, and some other networks, we're already starting to see how they're using Facebook Live in their actual live programming.
Is there a delay, or?
I haven't seen that as much. It's not. I haven't seen the and reason why maybe is because I haven't seen also the level of engagement. Like if they were to start to respond to comments coming in, you would clearly know that there's a delay going on. because there's nothing you can do about that right now. It's at least 8 seconds. But what I mostly see are people that are reporting maybe live from a location on Facebook Live, and they're bringing that feed in to their program on air. Just like a remote, except you're doing it from your mobile device, or you have some other contraption, like I have here, that's dual stream devices, things of that nature. Yes, sir.
How free are these companies in general with their APIs, allowing people to create an aggregator or something like that?
Yeah, not for the most part. It's been hard. I mean, that's been discovery and collaboration to really be able to pull and aggregate all that stuff in has been a huge challenge. I mean, yeah, there just haven't been, that's why it was really interesting to see at the F8 conference that Facebook did that, because that gave a signal right away that they knew they needed to do that in order to kind of grow the ecosystem. And then they showcased a drone, and then they showcased the Mevo cameras and some other ways. Great question. Yes, sir.
Is there a reason, you mentioned that Busker would be great for nonprofits, is what we
The reason would be is because I believe that, I didn't know, and excuse my ignorance, my mom's going to get mad at me. She's an English teacher, and so I'm sorry, Mom, in advance. I did not know, although I feel better because after talking to the CEO, I found out half of his development team didn't know either. But busker is a definition of a street performer. So all you smart people that knew that already, I'm behind you, trying to catch up. But that is where kind of the concept was, how can we reward people for their art? Whether that's literal, like I'm going to have a camera, I'm going to draw a sketch, and I want to get tips. Or I'm a street performer, and I do dancing. I want to get tips as I'm doing that. Or I'm a comedian. Well, I want to just start my stage right here on the screen, and I can get tips from people right then and there on the spot. So I see this as a big platform for nonprofits that are vetted, that can open up a channel and say, hey, we're getting ready to go do our 5K marathon or whatever, and we're raising money for this cause, and then people could be running. And I even talked to the CEO about this, and they said they love the idea so much that they're actually going to create like a whole section of vetted nonprofits so that you as a broadcaster could also just donate your money so it doesn't have to come to me. I don't like to get money from people. That's not something I like to get money from brands. I don't like to get money from people. It's just a thing. I just don't want to. I want to give my content away for free to people. I want them to get it, as much access to it as possible. So I'd rather donations, if tips were to come in, I'd rather that go to the rescue dog center that I got my dog from or something like that. So I think nonprofits have a huge way of being able to remove geographical barriers, but also use live streaming to bring in funds. Yes, sir.
Is there an option with any of those platforms to have an embed option, like maybe on your website for a centralized location? So you can say, hey, go to this page and, we might do a live stream every, third day or something.
Yeah. So a couple of things. Like with Facebook Live, you can schedule events, which is good. The scheduling features are something that I'm hearing may start coming more to Facebook and may start coming to Periscope. It was one of the features that everybody loved. You can do it on Busker now. I can schedule a broadcast on Busker, and then people can subscribe to that broadcast so they're instantly notified when that broadcast goes live. That was something that Meerkat did when it first came out, and people loved the ability to be able to schedule a broadcast and then put that on their calendar. One of the other things that I didn't bring up that you maybe think of is another site that is really spending a lot of time and really working with enterprise. So if a lot of you are dealing with enterprise stuff, if you're dealing with multiple camera feeds and you want to really do stuff with live streaming, I highly recommend you go pay attention to a company that's not as well on the radar, because it's not, I don't think it's, I think for a consumer level, I think the app is great, but I think for the enterprise level, this app actually gets it better. Maybe as good as Facebook Live understands it. It's called Stream, STRE.am. STRE.am. They are creating an enterprise, they have created an enterprise format for this so that you actually can bypass Facebook or any of these other properties if you want to, and just have it solely streaming on your own site exclusively. Or you can make it available. So that kind of gets to a little bit of being in more than one place a little bit. But I just like what they're doing. I'm sorry I didn't have everything ready because I didn't know if I was going to be able to show some stuff just yet from them. And I couldn't log into my account yesterday for some reason when I tried to pull it up. But I think that's a definite player to pay attention to for enterprise usage of live streaming. They're already doing stuff in sports and live sports and a bunch of other things.
Can you split that stream off to your social media networks?
Yes.
Have you seen any kids even just playing around with the concept of just basically taking two devices and streaming to Facebook Live and Periscope at the same time?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I do. So I don't know if I'm one of those kids, but that's exactly what this guy does. So for those of you that are looking for, I just got the wrap-up signal too, so I have to talk quick. But for those of you that are looking for hardware mounts and accessories that are kind of really built well for live streaming, my favorite go-to is called Arkon, A-R-K-O-N. They do all types of different mounts. They can even create a custom mount for you. So the guys over there are really, really awesome. If you need an introduction, just let me know. If you want to get something that can have an iPad mini and 2 phones because you want to do 3 things, or you want to have a bigger screen for your iPad so you can actually see the comments, but you want to have smaller screens to shoot more video. So all types of different arrangements. They have stuff that connects right to your tripods. They got hot shoe connectors, all types of different ways that you can connect. And so I do that a lot now. I just dual stream, and I just asked them, I said I need a 3 streamer because I want to do Busker, Periscope, and Facebook Live. And then I use the Rode microphone right now for a lot of my personal stuff when I'm out and about. It's a great, the Smart Lav is the name of it, which really reduces wind noise and stuff like that, so I can be in the middle of New York City and actually do a decent broadcast, and you get good sound quality from that broadcast. I hope this was extremely helpful to you guys. And I really do appreciate the time. The thing that I'm super excited about that I'm only going to spend 15 seconds on because I didn't want my presentation to be a commercial in any way and I didn't want that to be taken wrong, but I'm super excited about something that we've been working over a year on, and that is to launch a whole new way of looking at the talk show. It's going to be done in New York City with 50 to 60 people in studio audience, and it's the first live crowd-produced talk show where people pick the guests, they pick the questions, the topics, and the entertainment. We then build that show for them, and then when we do it live, they can ask their questions through Snapchat, Instagram, Periscope, so many different ways. We got a big wall of screens, so people that are home watching it on their mobile devices or Apple TV or Roku or some of the places we're going to be distributing, they can actually see themselves actually on the show. And as I'm talking to a guest, we're taking those live questions coming in, and I'm actually listening, and then we're using those questions in the middle of the conversation, not as something that's post, not as something that was edited in. So it's really going to be, I don't know, kind of like Oprah 3.0-ish, if you will, because the show is all about never settling in your life and moving forward, pursuing your passions and dreams and desires through these interviews and segments. So if that interests you at all, I would love for you to check out neversettle.tv. You could watch the video. If you really, really like it, I would love for you to just send us your email so you can be alerted when we go live and some of the updates leading up to that. If you have other questions, you can feel free to email me. My email address is marioarmstrong@gmail.com, marioarmstrong@gmail, or you can hit me on Twitter @marioarmstrong. Again, I really, really appreciate your time, your energy, and your questions. You guys were amazing, and I hope this was really valuable for you and you learned a lot. So thanks again for your time. Really appreciate it.